Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Sean again, and we're with the 63 Rambler wagon once again. On top of my stunningly beautiful trash can is a used radiator out of a 65 Rambler Classic. The Rambler Classic has flanges like these on the edge of the radiator, which solder onto the radiator and do so at, hang on a second, I'm trying to get you in view here. Do so with the flange facing the front of the car. Well, I don't have a Rambler Classic, I have a Rambler American. And on a Rambler American, the flange faces the engine compartment. So these have to get soldered. I've desoldered them, and they have to get resoldered on. But before they did, you can see that I wire wheeled all around the tank seams to see if anything would pop, and indeed it did. This spot over here that's got gray in the middle of it with a blank spot, that little tiny blank spot there is where air was popping out. So I used a 1 1/4 by 1 1/2 inch adapter, a stub of 1 1/2 inch plastic pipe, a 1 1/2 by 1 1/2 by 1/2 inch female threaded T, another stub of plastic pipe, and a cap, and then a 1/2 inch nipple, a 1/2 inch by 3/8 reducer, a 3/8 by 1/4 bushing, and then the 1/4 inch fitting that is on the quick disconnect. I filled it full of water, and then I pumped it full of air at 15 psi, which is, I think, right about where the radiator cap is supposed to be. And I found a leak both up here and around the other side. If you look at this number 4 tube, counting from the right over here, you'll see that there is a big wad of solder on it from a previous repair. You can also see a couple spots where there's raw copper where I may have hit this with the wire wheel because I wasn't really good. Right now I have the overflow pinched off with a pair of quality vice grips. Going around the other side, I have an area here that is surrounded by gray, which is the site of a leak in tube number 2. So I'm going to blow this dry for a while and heat it up for a while, and probably put some flux on it and solder that, and then I will solder this spot right down in here that is showing up as not painted gray because that's where the air was flying out. And then I should have a whole radiator that is suitable at least for starting up and tuning up and such like that. It's been a while since I've done a video, and some work has gone on. Mostly stuff like the fuel pump down in the back, and rebuilding the master cylinder, and getting the battery hold down in and installed. Next is pulling the fan, the pulley, and the fan belt, and the generator, cleaning them all up and getting them on pretty. While we do that, we're also going to do the battery box. And that may be all we can do for this lovely gem for a little bit, until the gas tank is done. The gas tank, the replacement tank, is underway, and the outside of it's been cleaned, and I've been sort of undecided about what to do about the inside of it. I believe that BBs and vinegar will do it, but I'd hate to come out wrong and screw up a new fuel pump. So I'm still chewing on that for a while. All the wheels have been done, all the bearings have been done, all the brake cylinders done, brake hardware, brake hoses, all of it's been done. So I'm just waiting to get this radiator in so I can take it for its maiden voyage. That's all for now. The next step is, after I get the radiator in, is take it for a ride, and we'll take a video of that ride. That's all for now. Time for Friday pizza.